how did you know clinic?
So a colleague of mine at work recommended that we give this go. We initially came for myself, and then while we were here, because Sammy was quite intrigued by it, and then we talked about using it to help him with his worries and anxieties, and so then the journey started from there.
Okay, so we'll talk about you then. What was your case when you were here, and how was the results?
So I came in because I had really bad vertigo, and to the point where whilst I have some manoeuvres that I can do myself, it was so bad that I couldn't even do those. And when I came into the clinic that day, I was probably like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 in terms of discomfort and not feeling well, and I probably left at about a 2 or a 3. But so it was amazing actually in terms of being able to go from that feeling that day that I literally couldn't function to being able to.
And it just was just one acupuncture, and then you be able to perform your exercise. It was all good. Good, fantastic. And then talk about Sam then. So how bad was Sam before the acupuncture?
He was pretty, if you use a scale of 1 to 10, he was probably sitting at like an 8 or a 9 some days. Like it wasn't like that all of the time, but in terms of it becoming debilitating and stopping him doing the things that he enjoyed, not wanting to be apart from anyone, and like anxiety around going to, like, had manifested itself into going to school and things like that. So definitely wasn't going well for him in terms of his general life enjoyment.
So what sort of thing that he normally enjoyed and then he couldn't do it because of the anxiety?
So loves gymnastics and is really good at gymnastics, but we'd got to the point where going to training was becoming really hard, or we'd go to the training, we'd get to inside the building, or sometimes wouldn't get to inside the building, and he just couldn't bring himself to actually going inside. But then he wouldn't want to leave either, because then he felt like something else was winning, but he couldn't, was just like fearful, was all like panic mode, fight or flight kind of response.
That's horrible.
Horrible
for you to watch that too.
And then some days the same kind of thing, like we'd get to school and we'd never had any worries with him going to school ever, like loved going to school, and the same kind of debilitating, almost frozen,
How did it all happen in the beginning?
What
triggered it?
A couple of interactions with other young people seemed to be like a catalyst for the start, and then being in the car on the thunderstorm day in December, that was a massive thing. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. That so we still haven't gotten back to swimming, actually, thinking about that, but
water things.
It just seemed to be like 1 or 2 interactions with people that you didn't know how to, people his same age didn't know how to respond to, and then it just became like a
hard for them to describe those things. What was sort of feeling? I felt like when I talked to him, and a lot of things they said, I don't know, because for adult as well, that kind of thing you just can't describe. Very hard to describe the emotional thing. What you feel about. It's just a feeling you can't control it. I totally understand. Now, he's been having acupuncture. Was started with weekly.
And then even like a couple of times a week, I think, even
2 times weekly. First time, and then we cut down to once weekly. And then now
once monthly.
Once monthly.
Yep.
That was after 2 months.
Yep.
1 month for 2 times weekly.
Yep.
And 1 month for 1 time weekly. And now it is once a month.
Yep.
So how's everything working so far?
So much so I still have to be present with him at some of his activities, but we don't have the same, doesn't kind of get there and then just not be able to take himself down and actually participate.
Going to the gym?
Yep.
No problem?
No problem. And his actual quality of training, because that was the other thing, he'd go, but because you could see that his mind was so full of things that he wasn't training as well as he could, and now looks
back to normal. Okay.
And has just skyrocketed in terms of his progress. Where we would have thought he would have tracked to, but he had not got there in the season. And no worries with going to school, even on some of the rainy days that we've had. He's still hopped out of the car and.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And then the same with because he's had the sinus. And on your recommendation, made a few changes in terms of dietary stuff as well, and definitely less. Still probably a bit mouth breathing, but not as much sniffing all the time.
Keeping warm is the most important thing, and avoid cold, especially in the winter. So I believe because his system is still developing. So once he get back the healing ability himself, and it'll heal. It definitely will heal. We see a lot of kids like this, runny nose in the morning, because in this country most people, they go to school and then they wear short pants. And that's been horrible for them. And then they never get better for the nose problem, the sinuses, because of the cold attack the body every morning. It's horrible in winter. And keeping warm. And one thing I forgot to tell you, ginger water. You can put lemon, ginger water, and cinnamon. They're both very warm herbs. And now you can buy cinnamon, cumin tea, something like that. Just make all those tea, or just get the powder, and whenever you make any drinks, put some powder on breakfast, on porridge, put cinnamon powder into it. So every day you get some internal warming, internal heat. Instead of external heat, you want keeping warm is good. So avoid the cold. To reduce the internal heat, but instead of just avoid the cold, you put internal heat. So cinnamon and ginger, both herbs easy to get, and if he doesn't mind it, you can hit it as much as you want to. My daughter loved it. He just put a teaspoon, put a mouthful. I said, "Does it taste nice?" Yes, I love it. All the time. All the time. She likes it. But this is it. Well, thank you very much for this review.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, you happy for everything so far?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.